Amitabha Buddha greetings to all the people. Ladies and gentlemen, the public woke up this morning. The first idea is, do people remember the Buddha? People remember the Buddha, but do people have the heart to pray for the dead? Ladies and gentlemen, before you go into shared learning, apply for permission from the public. We recite the Buddha together to make love to each other. Nam Tissue Do Buddha. Nam Tissue Do Buddha. Nam Tissue Do Buddha. I ask Amitabha Buddha to send me to the West. Nam Tissue Do Buddha. Nam Tissue Do Buddha. Nam Tissue Do Buddha. My friends, the modern age continues today. Read the passage. The ring is forgotten. Quoting the sleepwalking tribe of the great monk Ham Sen. You listen together. Master Ham Sen teaches, this method is the method of reciting Buddha's thoughts. This method must first be decided. Second, you have to let go. The third must be depending on the fate is in destiny. The fourth must be clear. The fifth must be distressed. A natural sense of urgency will eradicate the notion of lust. No more retreating. Use a weak ear. This weak blood alone keeps a thought. It's a stage of the great Master Ham Sen to teach practitioners to recite the Buddha. Let's study together. I heard that this method is the first, is to have the heart to decide. That's how you decide this life. This is our last life. Decided this life to take this body, take this life, take this health. Resolve to practice, to be born into the ecstasy of the Western world. Determination of this life. Like you college students, you in the morning. That's what the biggest goal of a Buddhist reciter is. That's what this life is all about, to the ecstatic Western world. This is the same meaning. A meaning of you. The first thing, let us succeed. Whatever you do, you have to decide, must have a strong determination, and we practice mindfulness of the Buddha must have a firm will. It is to decide this life. How much time? How much power? How much enthusiasm for this issue? What is it that recites the Buddha's call for ecstasy? The first step is to have a decision. Decided that this life must be lived. And we decide this life. Solve the matter of birth and death. This is because of what is called luck. It's 1,000 years hard to find. Buddha said the human body was difficult. We've got it. There are people who are not sure if they can find the Dharma. But have we met yet? I'm so lucky to have met you. I can see the Buddha, but I can't see the Dharma. Where to meet someone who teaches. But now we have the pure method. It's the method that the Master personally likes. Ca Manu Ni. Let us know what we're teaching. You said it yourself. No one invited you to speak. That he took the initiative to introduce the ecstatic Western world. Why is it so special to win? This pure method for the essence. For sentient beings in the time of the French, it's too special to win. Anyone can do that too. AI can also practice. AI just needs to be willing to practice. If we pray for Goddess forgiveness, we can also do it. As the good Master said, hundreds of people recited the Buddha, hundreds of thousands of people recite the Buddha, thousands of people are dead. If you want to be born, you will definitely be born. What is important? Don't be distracted. Be professional. This place is very important. We have to decide. The first mind. I want to do this in order to succeed. Above all, have the determination to decide. Decided to deal with birth and death right in this one life. To the ecstatic Western world is completely solved. Birth and death. That's how it was decided. The second thing you said was that you were so determined. The second thing is to let go. It has a very clear class order, gentlemen. To let go. We were determined to be born. We know that our future will come. Our ecstatic water people, what is left in the heart? This one Buddha sign entertains the passing of time. The month of remembrance is a deed or Buddha vow. I wish the West would come to me. A cause that comes to me. Accept the circumstances of life. Practice letting go gradually. What we can't let go of. Let's practice letting go from the small, slowly letting go of the big ones around. It's just material things, gentlemen. Maybe a pair of glasses, a book and notebook of something. We like to wear small things. Let's slow down and take it easy. Don't put too much weight on material things. You know the room of concession. Outside the bed, the table is stretched. There's nothing left. The big guys are the big guys who think that here we have to. I said I have to. Then you talk like an inn. They think they're already at the inn. Of course the inn is already theirs. It's my right hip. Shopping gives it too much. What do you need for the world? Well, what material possessions you have. Shopping creates opportunities for the family. It's a little convenient, but don't be ridiculous. Don't be so-called. I have a feeling that people have to have it too. But while that's not necessarily the case, we can live. Without it, some things. Without it, we can function normally. It doesn't say we live normally. Let's not be too heavy. I look back here and I decided to give birth to the West ecstasy. She's just an inn, home of the ecstasy West. This is our true home. So, the second thing you said, we have to practice letting go of everything around us. Let go, this is not letting go. It's called denying everything I'm not guilty of. The duty I call upon is not in accordance with my duty. Let go, this is from within, inwardly. Here you are. The third thing continues. For those who recite the Buddha's decision to die, it's up to you. Depending on the situation, it is safe. We know we can let go of everything, but people need it or their families need it. Just buy them. You like the dress, daughter? I bought it for you. It's fun. It's up to you. What does the company need? Support what you support. I help depending on what it is to meet the needs. Try the joy of those around you. As for myself, I remember thinking that one thing. Is there anything real in this world? Nothing is real, no matter how deep the feeling. We close our eyes when we're sick. Who can breathe for me? Who can hurt me? Who died for me? No, no, no. No one can do that for me. Only I can feel it myself. They use themselves and suffer themselves. So here he says the first thing is to have a mind of letting go. But in letting go of that, the second thing is to be on your own. It's arbitrary in life, like getting yourself to cook. I don't usually eat too much or this or that. But long down, make food. When you're done, look again and mix it and make a cake. Make this water and feed your mother. Because why? Once people have joy, we make them happy, we make them happy. Then for the world, I haven't talked about it for the monks, but as for what the world is, it's love. That's the culture of being polite to people. Make people happy. Make people happy. It's good to make people open up. Let's not be too. It's called we put a lot of weight on birth and death. Put a lot of emphasis on spiritual practice. When you meet someone, you eat them. You eat a lot of food. You don't get lost. You eat. So much of this life you measure the hell. It means we use words that let us say out, it's not possible. That's for you. That's for yourself. Staff life brothers. People around them, Sao is their business. Go to them and give them joy. Go to them and be friendly. Just be close to them. That's human love. That's the culture that's polite. Whether the world or the power of the world needs to make you pretend, if they really have a problem, there is a determination to deal with death. Sir, we say at least they feel it, and they don't have a mature staff, or not feel it. It's hard to say what we want to say, but I want to touch a person. We have to use love first. What is it for them to like me? Let them love you, and they feel their own practice. People like me, people love me, and I have really practiced. People can feel it. If I say a word, people will do a word. And you say 100,000 sentences, but you say hundreds of thousands of words. But I also run away, and I get annoyed. You have to reconsider. Remember not to take your hobby. Don't take what you can do. You have to expect others too. I have to like it as much as I do. Don't do anything different from me. It's called a franchise, not an option. Depending on grace, it is very good to learn these stages today. The first thing is to decide. I am determined to return to the world of the West. Decided to practice letting go of everything. Let go of everything. That's what I do, not what others do. It has to be in the work environment. In life, too. It depends. Whatever it takes to celebrate. What is destiny? The fate of my life. My destiny is the disease of the Buddha, the disease of the dead. It's their business. It's their business, and everyone's different. You guys are having fun. You can laugh and get along. Everyone has a direction. It's a different direction. Go on to the second thing. What's the fourth thing? Be aware. Don't fall in love. Don't this place matter? Some people depend on living beings. As they go, they depend on you. For example, I go to the company to do the work. Sometimes I'm an outsider. Drink a little bit of wine. It's okay to drink a little beer. Because why? The society now. The beer is not called too much. It's called overstimulating. It's just something to drink. To socialize. Alcohol, it's not something called gender reassignment, but it's something that influences us to violate the law. Like beer, we drink in. It's not that I did anything sinful. It's not that I'm breaking the rules. It doesn't matter that after that drink, after that game, if I am infected, I love it too much, then my mind is no longer clear. Wise. I think the bad stuff is the factor. That's what causes mistakes. Cause those big transgressions. So, the modern drinking of beer, it's up to us. It is called in that job. Forced to drink, or in that environment we're sitting with. It's a party. Yes, the president has a vice president. There are staff around. It's like a social party. I need a drink in order to be friendly. Communication as so, we're sort of drinking soda. We drink small and small, and the games are like being immersed in it. Enchanted in there. Morning, drink, lunch, drink in the evening, and then go free. Go to the bar. For example, we want to communicate with a partner. What a customer. Come to the cafe. Come to the milk tea shop. They like coffee. If they like milk tea, they can have milk tea. If they like to drink soft drinks, find a soft drink. We communicate. We talk about that. What it is, it depends on the circumstances. Staff in our lives. It is not. Whether you have a job or not, you run a coffee shop or not, whether you have a taste or not, you're dancing in the bar. That is, do we have to practice? Is it that we're being discreet? Sentient beings are not optional. What is it? It's confusion. You're clearly not in the mood. You have to be smart and wise, not to be lost in the delusion somewhere. Go for coffee and milk tea if you have time. Then go to karaoke. The discotheque bar drinking is bad. At the beginning, I also said that I am a human being to be sentient. I'm not infatuated. That's what fascinates me. It is up to sentient beings to be restrained. Stop knowing where to go and where not to go. Those places we shouldn't go. For example, modern monastics dare not say AI. In fact, it's the same in the dining room now. I mean, even the restaurants that it is. It's pretty. It's so big. It's so empty. It's so scary. You guys don't make any money. Come in and have a glass of water, a bottle of milk, a cake, a plate of rice, a plate of this and that. How much money, how many millions, and how many sentient beings? Millions of silver with a dinner party. How many sentient beings are suffering? We can eat a bag of noodles. You can eat a bowl of rice. You can eat a cup of porridge, making exercise gradually become a habit. Something uses that. We practice gradually. I go according to sentient beings. Wherever I invite you to go naturally, using the quality of his monastics. Here something, somewhere new or strange, is to lose his monastic quality. It's called unskillful. I am the things that are made for. It's like getting your nose pierced, master. Go here, go there and pay for it. Go to this country and pay for it. Sir, it depends on each person, but through the self, it's true. We've been doing it for months and months. We're not smart. It's arbitrary. We are free to ask whatever we want, whatever you want. There are some things that are optional to benefit sentient beings, to lead them into the faith, and not according to the rules. To indulge in infecting yourself, that's wrong. Here you say, must be clear not to be confused. This place is very nice. Fifth, you must be depressed. The more you talk, the more you have to be depressed. Have a sense of urgency. Had a depressed mind and a sense of urgency. What is boring about this woman? Love is so good. Blessed like that, material like that is just a fire. Everything is cruel. It destroyed all the earthquakes. A house destroyed by the incoming tsunami. It's not a one-person house, but the whole city is covered in the sea. Fire filled the water. Do you find it scary? Here you say, to feel impermanent. It comes, we suddenly feel the calamity coming. If we suddenly, I was already depressed at the time. It will naturally eliminate desire. Sex here is not normal. We often hear the word it means sex. The physical fitness of men and women. Sex here is greed. Our attachments, the enchanted, in the police around us. We naturally think that, I'm leaving tonight. I'm sure tonight. I don't have time tonight. No one has time. I don't have time for coffee. That disco bar. Once we think of impermanence near us, once we think there's not much time left, so that we can practice recitation of the Buddha. Let's practice building. He said he was depressed. It is natural to stop the greed in the world. No more falling back. Use this week blood year alone to keep the Buddha. He said people who recite the Buddha must practice these things. What is this single Buddha sign? Is alone. I am alone with this Buddha sign we practice. It means, let's go alone. We also practice alone. God knows that I know how to treat. I know. So, he said to use this week here alone. Keep a belief. Alone here, you mean, that's understandable. What is alone is in the mind. The only one. There is only one idea, the recollection of the Buddha's dying. Apart from this idea, I don't play with AI. In addition to this idea, I also play with AI. It's up to me. But I know that there's only one sign. Only prayer can help this life. We release birth and death. It can be customized outside, proposition in life circumstances. But inside you have to know that this one Buddha sign. The Buddha's prayer must always be, keep it in your heart and don't be lost. Don't let it be lost. So, today's episode is very good. That's very special, folks. People will please read it again. Master Ham SN teaches Buddhist meditation method. This Buddhist meditation method, the first thing is determination. What is that decision? Must decide. This life is born in the Western world ecstasy. The second thing is to let go. Have decided to die. Let go of what we can't let go of. Practice letting go slowly. Practice letting go slowly. The third thing must be according to the conditions of fate. We let go, we practice, but for the charm. They can't be like us. Don't take your understanding. Don't see your joy. It has to be for people, to make people awkward, and to annoy people. I want to be here. Buddha wants to let go. But the situation is comfortable. You have to be smart, depending on the scene. In life, in people. You taught me well. Gentlemen, the third thing, the fourth thing, must recognize without confusion the arbitrary conditions. But you have to keep the quality. It's my practice. Don't lose the thing. The mind of its birth and death roots, but we don't know how to do it. Unskillfully, we are attracted to the stream of birth and death. Follow my passion in 5-6. There are many people unskillful for days and lost the root of birth and death. I lost my practice. Let's take a look at this place. It's up to you. Fourth, but recognize that there is no confusion in it. The fifth thing is to be depressed. It's really depressing. She's miserable. Or everything is fake, not real. According to the Shanghai Hien, there is only Amitabha, the true Buddha. There is only Amitabha, the true Buddha. Only the new ecstasy of the West. This is our true home. Everything in this world can let go of these Buddha signs, but this heart can't let go, because it's real, not fake. Oh, I'm bored. I'm desperate. Then nature will get rid of the desires. Immersion in the world, no more falling apart. I know these 5 things. Let's keep that lonely Buddha sign alone. Is dedicated. One mind, one mind. Recitation of Buddha born out of this idea Ra. Don't let the other idea. It's creeping into our minds. Through these stages, they contribute. The first thing to decide. Recollection of Buddha is determined and let go of everything. In letting go, there must be a mind to do. Whatever happens in every scene. It's in every name, but to recognize. Don't get confused in there. The fifth thing must be depressing. I'm tired of this woman. So what's the last thing? What is it? Just recite this Buddha sign using these 5 things. Well, solving these 5 things started these 5 things. Just be alone and truly recite this Buddha sign. Then everything will be solved. You will be safe and secure. Why? This Buddha sign is his thought. To remember the enlightenment without ignorance. Then everything doesn't let go. We will also see through. Everything wants to be arbitrary without knowing how to do. Keep reciting the Buddha honestly. We know how to skillfully depend on sentient not in the enchanted delusion. And the more you recite the Buddha, then we will feel enlightened that. Urgent. This woman is the new happiness of suffering. It's the last joy. To do these 5 things, we have to recite the Buddha and recite the Buddha. Back and forth, back and forth. Through these stages, we see we're so lucky, gentlemen, so happy, gentlemen. To hear the words of the Buddhas every day. It's a lucky charm. Being inspired by someone is a lucky thing. An opportunity to be reminded. You can also encourage people to rebuild. Lucky luck, luck. We try. You try. You decide. You decide. Are always born. This life is determined to die. Have to be consistent. Not to let an adverse circumstance, not a word. Let no force oppress us. They threaten us, not reciting the Buddha, not being born, and not having. There is no Buddha. Let's reconsider ourselves. If you hear those things, do you still recite the Buddha? Do you want to be born or not? Day of faith building. That's the place we see. We think of ourselves in some way. Stop trying, oh trying. 20 minutes and talking too much. You don't have time to listen. I am determined to return to the Western world. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish the masses the recitation of the Buddha. He soon returned to the Western world. Non tissue ad do Buddha.